my YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe my TikTok page. Thank you so much.
Hello students, happy learning. So with that, our objectives of the lesson first states the rules in adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing rational numbers. Second, perform the four fundamental operations on rational numbers. And last, solve real-life problems involving rational numbers. Ito po yung kailangan matutunan or ma-master nyo this week. So with that, balikan natin yung pinag-aralan natin last week, no? So what is a rational number? Okay, when we say rational number is a number, or we call this a real number. Okay, kasi meron tayong, by the way, no, meron tayong tinatawag na, kung meron tayong real number, meron din tayong imaginary number. And this number will be tackled next week, no? But today we are going to discuss first, rational number is simply a number which can be written or expressed in the fraction form, that is A over B, where A and B are integers. Dapat yung B natin dyan is not equal to 0. Okay, remember, it will become undefined. And with that, so when we say rational number, this is an example. Now, this is a fraction. Okay, 75 over 100. Remember, kailangan ma-convert natin. We have this 3/4, and this fraction can be converted to decimal, that is equivalent to 0.75. Okay, so with that, we are going to focus on how to operate or perform the operations on rational numbers, specifically the fraction. Okay, so I have here an illustration. This is a pizza, right? Okay, so between of these pictures, sino yung masasabi natin fraction? Okay, is it first or second? Okay, parehas silang may hati. No, kailangan ma-define natin. Pag sinabi natin fraction, is equally divided parts of a whole. Okay, kailangan masatisfy niya yung salitang equally divided. Kailangan lahat po ng pagkakahati ay pantay-pantay. So meaning to say, if I have this pizza, so like for example, kumuha ako ng isang slice. So di ba? So meaning to say, how to represent this in a fraction? Or okay, that is 1 over 8. So with that, using this 1 over 8, meron tayong parts, no? We have this top and bottom. Okay, ano ba yung tawag natin dyan? Okay, yung nasa taas po natin, that is called numerator. Okay, yung nasa ilalim, we call that denominator. Okay, when we say numerator, okay, ano yung pagkakaiba nila? Yung denominator po, ito po yung shows how many parts of pizza or how many pieces of pizza equally divided into. Okay, yung numerator naman, it tells how many pizza or pieces of pizza you have. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng numerator at denominator. Okay, so I have here different features of slices. So you are going to draw a line that corresponds to a fraction of each figure. Okay, so titignan na lang natin no, kung ilan ba yung naka-shade part yan, yan po yung numerator niya. Over kung ilan po yung slice. Okay, so this is yung first natin, that is 5 over 8. The second one is 3/4. Then the third is 8 over 12. The fourth one is 2/3. And the last one is 4 over 6. Okay, so with that, let's now proceed to addition of rational numbers. Paano nga ba tayo mag-add ng rational numbers? Okay, general rule muna tayo, di ba? So, if A over B and C over D are rational numbers, then we can say that. Okay, everybody listen first. So, ibig sabihin yan, A over B plus C over D is equal to A times D over BD plus BC over BD. Okay, if you are going to observe, saan nga ba nanggaling yung formula na ito? Okay, so Cross multiply po natin yung A times D. Okay, remember, nung nasa elementary po kayo tinuturo yung tinatawag natin butterfly method. But we are now in grade 7, you have to learn how to apply this rule natin. So kaya A times D, kaya ito yon AD. Tapos B times C, kaya ito ay BC. And you're going to multiply both denominators, kaya B times D, BD, to make it similar or equivalent fraction. Okay, with that, kapag sinimplify natin yan, magiging AD plus BC over BD. Okay, kasi di ba similar fraction na sila. Okay, so with that, using this rule, we can now solve this example number 1. Okay, but before that, meron tayong simple steps, no? Okay, so let's have 5 over 8 plus 7 over 8. So there are 3 steps now in adding rational numbers. Okay, so by the way, this is similar fractional. Let's have recall. When we say similar fraction, this is simply a fraction with the same denominators. Okay, same yung kanilang 8, di ba? We call that similar fraction. And with that, for step number 1, make sure the denominators are the same. Since parehas naman po ang kanilang denominator, okay, let's proceed to step 2. Okay, and then add the numerators but the answer over the denominator. Okay, and step 3, simplify the fraction if needed. Kung hindi naman, yun na po yung sagot natin. Okay, let's do step 1. Pinapi lang muna natin. That is step 1. Kasi similar fraction po sila. And you're going to add the numerators. Kaya what is 5 plus 7? That will become 12 over 8. And what is the simplified form of this? Diba? That is 3 over 2. Paano nakuha yung 3 over 2? Okay, di ba? Ang GCF nila ay that is divisible by 4. Okay, at 12 divided by 4 is 3. Same with 8 divided by 4 is 2. Kaya 3 over 2 na po ang simplified niya. Okay, let's do number 2. Okay, I have here 3 and 2 over 5 plus negative 1 and 1 over 5. Okay, so ang unang gagawin natin, we are going to determine kung anong uri ba ng fraction yung atin sinusolve. So take note, this is a mixed fraction or mixed number. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng mixed fraction? This is simply a number composed of a whole number and a fraction. So ano yung gagawin natin dyan or paano natin masosolve? Okay, step 1, make sure that mixed fractions are converted into improper. By the way, ano yung ibig sabihin ng improper? When we say improper fraction, this is a fraction wherein the numerator is greater than denominator. Ibig sabihin, mas malaki po yung value ng nasa numerator mo kaysa sa denominator. Okay, and then let's proceed to step 2. Add the numerators but the answer over the denominator. Same lang kanina, no, yung ginawa natin. And step 3, simplify the fraction if needed. Okay, so with that, i-convert na natin yung given natin. Okay, gagawin natin improper, di ba? Paano ba tayo mag-convert ng from mixed fraction to improper? Okay, ang gagawin lang natin, you are going to multiply this denominator to the whole number. Kaya 5 times 3, di ba, that is 15. I-add mo ngayon yung nasa numerator. Okay, ulitin natin ha, yung 5, denominator multiply po sa whole number. Yung product nila, i-add mo doon sa denominator. Kaya that is 17 over 5. O dito naman tayo sa kabila. What is 5 times 1? Okay, that is 5. Plus 1, that is 6. Kaya 6 over 5. Then copy lang yung negative. Take note of that ha. When you convert from mixed fraction to improper, kapag may negative po yung ating number, disregard lang muna natin. Ika-copy lang natin yan sa na-convert na improper. Okay, let's proceed to step 2. Sabi dito, add the numerators but answer over the denominator. Okay, remember this is similar fraction na sila, di ba? Simply, i-add na lang natin yung 17 plus negative 6. And what is the sum of the numerators? That is equal to 11 over 5. Okay, final answer na ba to? Yes, that is now the final answer kasi wala na pong common to both numerators and denominator. Or we call this relatively prime. Okay, let's proceed to example number 3. Okay, I have here 2/3 plus 1/4. Okay, di ba ang gagawin natin before we do the steps, suriin natin anong uri ba ng fraction to? Paano yan magkaiba sila ng denominator? Anong tawag natin doon? That is dissimilar fraction. What is dissimilar fraction? When we say dissimilar fractions are fractions with different denominators. Magkaiba po sila no, 3 ito, 4 ito. What are you going to do? Sabi dito, step 1, convert first to from dissimilar fraction into similar before proceed to addition. And then step 2, add the numerators but the answer over the denominator. And step 3, simplify the fraction if needed. Okay, let's proceed to step 1 first. Di ba sabi dito, gagawin natin siyang similar. Okay, dito na natin i-apply yung formula natin. Okay, so from this, using this, di ba ito yung given natin. If this is A, B, C, D. Okay, remember this is the rule. You are going to multiply, i-cross multiply po natin yan. Okay, but before that, di ba? So, eto ay multiply natin doon. 2 times 4, tapos 1 times 3, tapos yung denominator naman nila, i-multiply natin. Or yun yung step natin sa butterfly method. Okay, using this rule. Okay, and with that, eto yan, no? Di ba sabi doon, 3 times 4, 12. Ilagay mo muna 12 dyan kasi gagawin natin siyang similar. Kailangan magkapares yung denominators. And you're going to multiply, di ba sabi dito kanina, 2 times 4, kaya ang sagot sa unang fraction ay 8 over 12. Dun sa kabila naman, 3 times 1, that is 3 over 12. Since sila po ay similar fraction na, you can now proceed to step 2. Sabi dyan, i-add na natin yung numerators. We have 8 plus 3, that is 11 over 12. Is it the final answer? Yes, wala na kasing common sa numerators at denominator. We call that relatively prime. Let's proceed number 4. How about this negative 3 and 1/2 plus 4 and 1/3? Okay, di ba? Sabi doon, you have to identify first kung anong uri ng fraction to. This is a mixed fraction. Remember, what is a mixed fraction? A number composed of whole number and a fraction. What are you going to do first? You have to convert. Yun yung step 1 natin, no? Change mixed fraction to improper fraction. How are we going to do that? Okay, later on. So step 2 muna tayo, convert into similar fractions before proceed to step 2, addition, and last, simplify the fraction if needed. Okay, convert muna natin, di ba? So from this, di ba, ito yung denominator, multiply natin. 2 times 3, 6 yun. Okay, tapos yung product nila, i-add mo doon sa numerator. Kaya nga, 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, that is 7. Okay, ito yan, no? Kinapi mo lang yung negative. Dito naman sa kabila, 3 times 4, that is 12, plus 1, that is 13. Okay, since similar fraction na sila, but take note, di ba ang sabi doon kanina, kapag hindi pa similar, gagawin natin similar kasi kinonvert pa lang natin sa improper. Okay, gagawin natin yung rule natin ang i-apply. We have to cross-multiply this one and this one together with the denominators to make it similar. Okay, so 2 times 3, di ba yung denominators nila, 2 times 3, that will become 6. Okay, then apply na natin, di ba? 7 times 3, that will become 21. And 2 times 13, that is 26. Ito yung in-apply natin doon. Ito yung rule na yan. And then, since similar fraction na sila, we can now add the numerators. Take note of the negative sign na. Don't forget that. And meaning to say, we have negative 21 plus 26 over 6. And what is the sum of the numerators? That is equal to 5 over 6. Yan na po ba yung final answer natin? Yes. They are already simplified for. Okay, so with that, let's proceed now to subtraction of rational numbers. Kung mapapansin natin, sa general rule is the same, but the operation lang ay nabago. Okay, so if A over B and C over D are rational numbers, then we can say A over B minus C over D is equal to AD over BD minus BC over BD is equal to the difference of AD minus BC over BD. Okay, so nabago lang yung operation. Okay, so with that, let's proceed now to example number 1. I have here 5 over 8 minus 7 over 8. Diba? Anong gagawin natin doon? We have to apply the 3 steps. But before that, we have to identify whether it is similar or not, or mixed number. This is similar fraction. And that is fraction with the same denominators. So all we have to do is step 1, make sure the denominators are the same. Step 2, add the numerators but the answers over the denominator. And step 3, simplify the fraction if needed. Okay, so since this is similar, just copy as is and you are going to simply add the numerators. What is 5 minus 7? That is equal to negative 2. Bakit po siya negative 2? Kasi mas malaki po yung minus natin. Remember, that is the integer. Okay, with that, is that the final answer? Okay, hindi pa po. We have to think of a factor or we call that DCF no, na pwede pang divide sa numerator at pwede rin kay 8. They are divisible by 2. Kaya nga, that is negative 1/4. Yan na po yung final answer natin. Okay, let's proceed to example number 2. I have here 3 and 2/5 minus negative 1 and 1/5. Okay, anong uri ng fraction to? This is mixed fraction. Okay, so remember, mixed fraction composed of a whole number and a fraction. So step 1 dyan, you are going to convert into improper. Okay, everybody? And then, let's proceed. Add the numerators but the answers over the denominator. And last one, simplify the fraction if needed. Okay, convert muna natin to, di ba? 3 times 5, that is 15 plus 2, that is 17/5. And dito naman, 5 times 1, di ba? 5 plus 1, 6. Okay, this is negative kasi may negative siya. Copy the minus sign. And then, since this is similar fraction, i-add na natin directly. Now, what is 17 minus negative 6? Take note, di ba? Remember the law of integers or that is the operation, no? Okay, keep, change, change. Kaya nga siya magiging plus na to. Okay, kaya 17 plus 6 na po yung kanyang equivalent. Or that is 23/5. Is it the final answer? Yes. There is no common to both numerators and denominator. Okay, let's proceed to example number 3. I have here 2/3 minus 1/4. Diba, sabi doon, we have to identify first what kind of fraction of this. This is a dissimilar fraction. Okay, sabi doon, fraction with different denominators. So, step 1, convert muna natin yung dissimilar to similar fraction before we proceed to addition. That is step 2, add the numerators but the answers over the denominator. And plus 1, simplify the fraction if needed. Okay, so what are we going to do? Diba, ito yung rule natin. We have to apply this. Meaning to say, 3 times 4, kaya 12 to. Kasi gagawin natin siyang similar or we call that equivalent fraction. All we have to do is i-multiply natin to. 2 times 4, that is equal to 8. And 1 times 3, that is 3. Okay, then since nagawa na natin siyang similar fraction, we have to proceed to step number 2. Subtract na natin. What is 8 minus 3? Okay, that is 5/12. That is now the final answer. Let's proceed to example number 4. I have here negative 3 and 1/2 minus 4 and 1/3. Okay, di ba? Identify muna natin kung anong uri ng fraction to. This is a mixed fraction. Meaning to say, compose of whole number and a fraction. Okay, step number 1, change first to improper fraction. Then, step 2, convert natin to similar fraction before proceed to addition. And last one, simplify if needed. Okay, convert muna natin, di ba? So 3 times 2, that is 6 plus 1, 7/2. Since may negative, you have to copy the negative sign. Dito naman, 3 times 4, that is 12 plus 1, 13/3. Since this is minus copy, don't forget that. And step 2, gagawin natin siyang similar or equivalent fraction. Okay, multiply lang natin to, di ba? 2 times 3, ito yung in-apply natin doon. Okay, and that is 6. Ano yung lalagay natin sa numerators? Okay, so multiply lang natin to. 7 times 3, that is 21. And what is 2 times 13? That is 26. Ito in-apply doon. Okay, then, since nagawa na natin siyang similar fraction, we can now proceed to combine. Or that is negative 21 minus 26/6. Okay, remember, the function of minus here is negative. Kaya nga siya, i-combine na natin. And that will become negative 47/6. Is it the final answer? Yes. Okay, kasi sila po ay relatively prime. Meaning to say, there is no common to both numerators and denominators. Okay, with that, let's solve this problem. Eric bought 10 kilogram of rice and he used 1 1/2 kilogram the first day, 2 1/4 kilogram the second day. Find the remaining quantity of rice he left. Ibig sabihin niyan, kung si Eric ay bumili ng 10 kilong bigas at gumamit siya or nagluto siya ng 1.5 noong unang araw at 2 kilo at 1/4 noong pangalawang araw, ilan ang natira doon? Okay, so first, to solve this problem, you are going to identify first what operation are you going to use. Diba sabi dito, rise left. The word left, it refers to subtraction. Okay, kasi remaining, di ba, natira. And what are you going to do with the first day and second day? Okay, i-add po natin yung kanyang nalutong bigas. Meaning to say, 1 and 1 half plus 2 and 1/4. Okay, meaning to say, isusubtract natin yung sum niya doon sa binili niyang 10 kilong bigas. Okay, kaya nga ito, first, diba remember, you have to perform first inside the parenthesis. I-add muna natin ito, no? But before we add this, i-convert na natin muna siya sa improper. Kasi po, remember, this is a mixed fraction. Okay, and that will become 3/2. Tapos ito naman ay 9/4. And just simply bring down muna yung 10 minus the sum of this. And take note, hindi pa siya pwedeng i-add kasi natin similar. Gagawin natin siyang similar. How are we going to do that? Okay, remember, kanina, i-apply natin yung rule natin. Just simply multiply natin, di ba, yung kinukuha niyo yung LCE. But this time, okay, so we have to make it shortcut na lang, no? Okay, 3 times 4, that is 12. And 2 times 9, that is 18. Okay, and copy natin yung 10 minus. And take note, since we already get the similar fraction, we can now add. Okay, and then this will become 12 plus 18. That is 30/8. And tinabi lang muna natin yung 10 minus the quotient of this. But take note, di ba? Paano yan whole number to tapos ito ay fraction? Okay, remember, kapag wala pong denominator yung whole number, automatically 1 dyan. Okay, since this is this similar fraction where we can proceed to, or gagawin natin siyang similar. Okay, remember, 1 times 8, diba? Minultiply lang to. And let's proceed now. 10 times 8, that will become 80. And 1 times 30, that is 30. And since similar fraction na sila, we can now proceed to subtract the numerators, that is 80 minus 30, that is equal to 50/8. And what is the equivalent of 50/8? That is 25/4. Meaning to say, ilang kilo ang natira na hindi naluto ni Eric? Okay, that is 6 and 1/4 kilograms. So marami pang bigas na naiwan, no? Okay, so with that, let's proceed now to multiplication of rational numbers. So for this, the general rule is if A/D and C/D are rational numbers, then we can say that A/D times C/D. Okay, so ang magiging final answer natin, AC/BD. Kung mapapansin natin, minultiply lang yung both numerators together with both denominators. Okay, kaya yun po yung general rule. Okay, but take note, D is not equal to 0. Also with D, kasi nga remember, magiging undefined po siya. Yun po yung restriction niya. And with that, let's have example number 1. I have here this illustration of a fraction. Paano natin i-represent yan? Okay, dapat may identify natin. This is 1/2 times 3/4. Okay, yung shaded part indicates the numerator and the equally divided parts, that is the denominator. Meaning to say, what is 1/2 times 3/4? Okay, remember, multiply natin both numerators, ganun din yung both denominators. And that will become 1 times 3 over 2 times 4. That is equal to 3/8. Yan po yung final answer natin. Okay, kaya ang hati natin dyan, we have this, 8 slices, tapos meron po siyang tatlo naka-shade part. It indicates the number of shaded part. Okay, so, by the way, this multiplication of fraction can also be expressed as 1/2 of 3/4. The word of, okay, remember this is a preposition, di ba sa English? So, sa mathematics, ang function po na of dito ay multiplication. Okay, meaning to say, 1/2 of 3/4 is 3/8. So, kapag nirepresent po natin dyan, this is 1/2 of 3/4, di ba? Paano natin i-represent to sa figure? Okay, if this is 3/4, kukunin natin yung kalahati. All you have to do is, okay, lagyan natin ng red line. Kasi hinati mo, di ba? Kukunin mo yung kalahati niyan. Ibig sabihin, dadami niyan. Okay, and then, since hinati natin yan, okay, magiging ang slices niya lahat niya ay 8. Okay, since there are 3, kaya 3/8. Okay? So, pwede siyang balik na din. No? We have 3/4 of 1/2. Remember, this is commutative property. The order of the factors does not affect the product. Remember? Okay, meaning to say, kukunin natin yung 3/4 ng 1/2. Kaya dadami siya. If this is 1/2, kunin natin siya yung 3/4. Okay? And then, syempre, pag kinuha natin yung 3/4, magkakaroon niya ng 8 slices. Kaya nga siya, that is equal to 3/8. Okay, so let's have number 1. What is 2/3 times 6/7? Okay, so ang gagawin natin ngayon, we have to apply the cancellation method para mas madali natin makuha yung product, no? Hindi tayo lalaki yung number. Mapapalit natin. Okay, so with that, cancellation method is simply canceling down. Okay, it is easier to cancel down before you multiply. When you are multiplying fractions, any numerators can be cancelled against any denominator. Ano sabihin nun? Kailangan pag nag-cancel ka, kailangan yung isa ay nasa numerator at yung isa naman ay nasa denominator. Hindi pwedeng parehas na nag-cancel ka sa numerator or parehas na nasa denominator. Okay, let's apply. So with that, i-identify muna natin paano ba tayo nagka-cancel. Diba? Remember, you identify the common factor of the given numerator and the denominator. But before you cancel down, kailangan makuha natin. Okay, what is the, di ba, ito yon 6 tsaka 3, ang GCF nila, that is 3, kaya nga divisible by 3. Kaya pag kinancel natin yung 6, magiging 2 na lang. Ibig sabihin, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Same with this, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Yung 2 and 7 kasi wala siyang common factor. Remember, this is relatively prime sila. Okay, meaning to say, kung ano yung natira po natin, yun yung multiply natin. What is 2 times 2? Over what is 1 times 7? Kaya nga we have 2 times 2 over 1 times 7, that will become 4 over 7. Yan na po ba yung final answer? Yes, kasi relatively prime na po sila. Okay, let's proceed to example number 2. We have negative 2 and 2/3 times 1 over 10. Okay, remember this is a mixed fraction. All you have to do is, before you apply the cancellation method, i-convert muna natin siya na improper. Okay, how are we going to do that? Just simply multiply the denominator to the whole number, then the product, i-add po natin sa numerator. Let's do this. Come on, everybody. 2 times 3, 6 plus 2, that is 8 over 3. Since may negative, copy the negative sign. Also, because 10 times 1, that is 10 plus 3, 13 over 10. And then, you have to take what is the greatest common factor or ano yung pwede pang cancel kahit 8 tsaka 10. Diba? Yun yung GCF nila, 2. Okay, kaya pag turn down natin yan, or kinancel natin 8 divided by 2, that will become 4. Same with this. 10 divided by 2, that is 5. Okay, meron pa ba tayong pwede i-cancel dyan? Okay, wala na. Kung wala na, you have to multiply the 4 times 13. Yun yung, di ba, in-apply na natin itong formula na, ito. Okay, AC times BD, AC over BD. Okay, 4 times 13, tsaka 3 times 5. That is equal to 52 over 15. Since may negative dyan, kaya dapat hindi mo pwede iiwan yung negative. Kasama po siya dyan. Okay, so can we reduce it? No, kasi wala na po siyang common. Okay, with that, let's proceed to example number 3. I have your negative 1 and 1/5 times negative 3 and 3/4. All you have to do is convert to improper fraction. How are we going to do that? Just simply multiply the denominators to the whole number, then their product is added to the numerator. Okay, what is 5 times 1? That is 5 plus 1, that is 6. Okay, and together with this 3 times 4, that is 12 plus 3, 15. Okay, since may negative, copy the negative sign. And then you can now think of a factor. Or we call that the GCF, no? Or pwede natin pang-cancel. Yung 6 tsaka 4 kasi, divisible by 2. Kaya nga, 6 divided by 2, that is 3. Yung 4 divided by 2, that is 2. Okay, pwede pa, no? Yung 5 tsaka 15, ano yung pwede pang-divide sa kanila? Or GCF nila, that is 5, di ba? Kaya 15 divided by 5, that is 3, and 5 divided by 5, that is 1. Okay, yung natira, yun po yung multiply na lang natin. Okay? So, meaning to say, kung mapapansin natin, di ba, 3 times 3, eto yon. Tapos 1 times 2, eto yon. Okay, ang tanong dyan, saan napunta yung negative? Di ba, negative yung given natin? Eto yun, no? Negative, negative. Okay, remember, sa integers natin, if you multiply with the same sign, the product is always positive. Kaya na-cancel out na natin yan. Negative becomes positive. Kaya hindi na natin nilagay dito. Okay, meaning to say 3 times 3, that is 9 over 2. Is it the final answer? Yes. Okay, next, number 4. What is 2/3 of 1 1 and 1, 8. Okay, meaning to say the word of this is simply multiplication. Okay, but before that, you have to convert this to improper fraction. What is 1 and 1, 8 convert to improper? That will become 9 over 8. And you have now, or you can now proceed to cancel. Okay, but before that, ano yung pwede pang cancel sa 2 tsaka 8? Okay, or that is the GCF is 2 divisible. Okay, what is 2 divided by 2? That is 1. And 8 divided by 2, that is 4. Dito naman sa 9 tsaka 3, di ba? Meron silang common. Divisible both by 3 or GCF. Kaya 9 divided by 3, 3 na lang yan. And 3 divided by 3, that is 1 na lang yan. Yung natira, yun na lang yung multiply natin. What is 1 times 3 over 1 times 4? Yun na po yung final answer natin. Kasi wala na po siyang common. Okay, so with that, let's proceed. Let's proceed now to division of rational numbers. Dito naman, we have the general rule states that if A over B and C over D are rational numbers, then we can say that A over B divided by C over D is equal to A over B times D over C. Okay, observe natin. Bakit ganito na po yung ating rule? Okay, so explain natin, no? From this, okay, kinopy lang muna natin, di ba? Okay, and yung divisor natin, anong nangyari sa divisor? Kinuha po yung reciprocal. When we say reciprocal, you have to flip over the divisor. Pinagpalit natin yung pwesto ng numerator at denominator. Okay, before we apply this, no? Okay, kailangan bago ka mag-multiply, kailangan naka-reciprocal na po yung divisor. Okay. And that will become A times D, that is AD, together with B times C, BC. Kaya A over D over BC. No? Okay, remember the reverse process of division is multiplication. Kaya bumabalik tayo kay multiplication. Okay, but take note, yung B, C, and T are not equal to 0. Remember, bakit siya hindi pwede maging 0? Kasi nga, magiging undefined po yung fraction natin. Or, hindi siya pwede maging 0. Kaya nga, tandaan natin. Okay, let's have example number 1. Mr. Cruz buys one half buko pie for a family snack. He needs to give an equal share for his 4 children. What part of the whole buko pie will each receive? Ibig sabihin yan, kung si Mr. Cruz bumili ng buko pie. Ito yun, Colette's buko pie, no? Okay. Dahil nga kulang ang pera niya, kalahati lang binili niya. At meron siyang anak na 4. Ibig sabihin niyan, ilan ang marireceive ng bawat anak niya kung ang binili niya nga buko pie ay kalahati. Okay. Using the division rule. Okay. Remember, the word is divide. Kaya paano natin i-solve yun? Okay. First, this is a buko pie. Okay, kalahati lang kasi, di ba, yung binili, 1 half of buko pie. And from this, 1 half, hahatiin niya sa 4 kasi 4 yung kanyang anak. Yun yung 4 children. Okay, so and then, represent natin as 1 half divided by 4. Okay, remember, we have to reciprocal. Okay, kasi whole number ito, no? So meaning to say, our expression now will become 1 half divided by 4 over 1. Remember, yung 1 dyan is denominator of the whole number. And then, i-reciprocal natin. Kasi nga, sabi sa rule, yung divisor, i-reciprocal mo siya and then proceed ka doon sa multiplication. Kaya 1 times 1, that is 1. Tapos 2 times 4, 8 yun. Ibig sabihin niyan, ang bawat isang anak ni Mr. Cruz ay makakatanggap po ng 1/8 of buko pie. Di ba ganun lang siya kaliit ito? Di ba dapat ganun pagkakasyahin natin? Okay, so let's have example number 2. 2/3 divided by 6 over 7. Okay, remember, before we multiply, kailangan i-reciprocal natin yung kanyang divisor. Copy muna itong first number and reciprocal natin yung divisor and proceed natin sa multiplication. But before that, tignan muna natin, di ba? Meron ba common dito sa numerators dito, sa denominators? Yes, they are both divisible by 2, GCF. Kaya nga, 2 divided by 2, that will become 1. Dito naman, 6 divided by 2, that is 3. And 7 and 3 kasi wala nang common, you have to multiply yung natira. 1 times 7 over 3 times 3. And what's the product of that? That will become 7 over 9. This is the final answer? Yes, they are relatively prime. Okay, let's proceed. Number 3. I have here negative 5 and 5, 6 divided by 3 and 4, 8. All you have to do first is convert this to improper. How are we going to do that? Just simply multiply the whole number to the denominator and their product is added to the numerator. Okay, 5 times 6, that is 30, plus 5, 35. Since may negative, gamit the negative sign, and 3 times 8, that is 24 plus 4, 28 over 8. And take note, no, ang ginawa pa lang natin diyan ay kinonvert natin. Kaya dapat naka-divide pa rin to. Tsaka natin gagawin nung magre-reciprocal ka. But take note, once na nag-reciprocal ka na, kailangan multiplication na ang operation natin. Okay, then you can now think of factors between 35 at 28. Ganon din yung 8 at 6, no? Okay, meaning to say, ang DCF ni 35 at 28, pwede siyang i-divide both by 7. Kaya 35 divided by 7, that will become 5. Same with this 28 divided by 7, that is 4. Yung 8 naman at 6, ano yung common nila? That is 2. Okay, turn down natin. 8 divided by 2, that will become 4. Same with this 6 divided by 2, that is 3. Okay, meron pa tayong pwede turn down. Diba, sabi doon, kapag nag-cancel ka, kailangan nasa denominator at yung isa nasa numerator. Pwede pa to, divisible by 4. What is 4 divided by 4? That will become 1. Okay, same with this, 4 divided by 4 is 1. Meaning to say, yung natira natin dyan, 5 times 1 over 3 times 1. Kaya ang answer natin dyan is negative 5 over 3. Saan nanggaling yung negative? Remember, meron pong negative yung given. Kaya dapat hindi pwede maiwan yung negative. Okay, let's solve this problem. Rika has 4 and 2/3 kilograms of flour. She will bake 8 pieces of cupcakes. How many kilograms are used for each cupcake? Ibig sabihin yan, kung si Rika ay meron siyang 4 and 2/3 na harina, no? Okay, at magbe-bake siya ng 8 pirasong cupcake. Ibig sabihin niya, sa bawat cupcake na gagawin niya, ilang kilograms of flour ang magagawa niya. Okay. So meaning to say, the word H refers to division. Kaya nga, pag na-represent natin yan, we have 4 and 2/3 divided by 8. Okay, so remember, we have to convert first to improper before we proceed to the division rule. And take note, we have to put over 1 kasi diba, remember, any whole number, the denominator is 1. Okay, since this is division, okay, ang gagawin natin dyan, i-reciprocal natin yung divisor. But kapag nag-reciprocal na natin, or kapag nag-reciprocal na tayo, mag-proceed ka na sa multiplication. And that is 14 over 3 times 1 over 8. Meron ba tayong makakancel dyan between 14 and 8? Yes, they are divisible by 2. Okay, kaya 14 divided by 2, that will become 7. Together with 8 divided by 2, that is 4. Meron pa ba? Wala na po, kasi wala nang common. Yung natira natin dyan, multiply natin, di ba? 1 times 7 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. Meaning to say, sa bawat cupcake na gagawin ni Rika doon sa 8 piraso, no, meron siyang 7 over 12 kilograms of flour or yung harina. Okay, so with that, let's combine together yung 4 na operations sa rational number. Now, what if you have this problem? Okay, remember, you have to apply the PEMDAS. Ibig sabihin yan, multiply, divide, add, or subtract, no? Okay, so use the order of the operation. Ibig sabihin yan, kung ito ay naka-parenthesis, i-perform muna natin to. Ito, before you add or subtract. Okay, so this is 1/2 divided by negative 3/4. Okay, di ba? Ang sabi doon, before you apply this, kailangan i-reciprocal natin kasi nga mag-multiply tayo sa division. And copy lang muna natin, 1/2, and that will become times negative 4 over 3. Kasi nag-reciprocate na po tayo dito sa negative 3/4 kasi, di-reciprocal na natin. Kaya that is negative 4 over 3. And then you have to simplify this. What is negative 1/2 times negative 2/5? Remember, this is multiply natin both numerators over multiply of the both denominators. So multiplication, that will become 2 over 10. Okay, sana po tayo negative. Remember, sa integers, if you multiply with the same sign, the product is always positive. And copy the minus sign kasi meron siyang minus. And just copy the plus 7 over 3. And then, di ba sa PEMDAS, meron pang parenthesis. Before you add subtract, you have to perform first. What is simplified of this. Okay, so dito meron tayong pwede makancel. Di ba? 4 tsaka 2, they are divisible by 2. Okay, kaya nga 4 divided by 2, that will become 2, and 2 divided by 2, that is 1. Okay, kaya yung natira, you have to multiply 1 times 2, that is 2. Okay, but take note, no, yung 2 over 10 kasi pwede pa natin siyang i-cancel. Okay, kasi di ba sabi doon kapag nag-cancel ka, dapat nasa numerator yung isa at denominator yung isa. And they are divisible by 2, kaya nga 1 na lang yan. Yung 10 naman dyan, divide by 2, that is 5. And then, simplify na natin. 1 times 2, that is 2 thirds. Since may negative po ito sa parenthesis, sa given, you have to copy the negative. Kaya 1 times 3 yun. Dito naman, negative 1 over 5 or simply minus 1 over 5. Same po yung function ng negative at minus. And copy yung 7 over 3. And then, paano yan? Meron akong minus, meron akong plus. Okay, sa rule natin, di ba, sa PEMDAS, kahit sino mauna doon kapag pantay na sila. Kumbaga yung pwesto kasi ni add subtract, no? Parehas lang sila. Okay, so meaning to say, apply natin yung rule dito. Ano yung sabi sa rule kanina sa addition or subtraction, no? Okay, kukunin natin yung LCD or gagawin natin siyang equivalent fraction or similar fraction. Tatlo kasi ang given natin na fraction. Same lang naman to, etong rule na to. Okay, gagawin natin siya. What is the LCD or the least common multiple of 3, 5, tsaka 3, di ba? That is 15. Okay, ibig sabihin 3 times 5, 15 yun. Okay, pares kasi yung 3 na yan, kaya that is LCD 15. And then, ang gagawin natin dyan, i-multiply natin yun. Di ba? Kung ito ay A, B, C, D, multiply natin ito. Ito yun, no? 2 times 5, kaya nga that is 10. Ito yung rule natin na ginamit ito. Then, we have to multiply also with this. 1 times 3, kaya that is 3. Ito yung formula natin na ginamit. Okay, ito. And then, paano ito yung natira? I-multiply natin yung, okay, that is 5 times 7. Ito siya. Okay? Kasi hindi na pwede ito 1 times 3 meron na. Kaya dito ka dapat mag-multiply. Okay. And then, since nagawa na natin siyang similar fraction or equivalent fraction, we can now add subtract directly. Kasi pantay po sila sa PEMDAS. And then, that will become negative 10 minus 3 plus 35 over 15. Okay, simplify natin yung nasa numerator. That is equal to 22 over 15. Okay, and this is now the final answer. Or ang equivalent nito is 1 and 7 over 50. Parehas lang ito. Nakasimplify kasi ito sa improper, tapos ito ay mixed number. Okay, so with that, I hope you learned something.